Going over to the Cultural Proud podcast, you have Shiloh Hendrix going viral for calling alleged child or thief and child the N-word and being doxxed and threatened on social media and raising hundreds of thousands of dollars since that moment on Give Send Go. And it only seems to be going up like a stock. Well, I should clarify, a stock, a couple of years ago. Now, these days, stocks not so much going up, but not financial advice. Now, this is going all over on X. One of the first places that I saw it, at least on my timeline on X, or formerly known as Twitter, is from James Goddard. And he says, quote, "This is Shiloh Hendrix. Protect her. Non-whites are making out that she's murdered someone. All she did was protect her child like any mother would. Good to see a community coming together and raising funds so she and her family can stay safe. Cry harder, African Americans," unquote. As this has devolved into cultural and political issue, and it's going viral with visceral reactions all over. And also, again, reacting to his, I'll play the clip in a short second, but I mean, he says she's protecting her child. Yeah, she did tell the kid who was stealing from her, I do have to say allegedly, to stop it, but she also called the kid the N-word. So I don't think the average parent would do that. I mean, the average parent might say, get out, or not get, but like stop that, or, might give him a slap on the wrist or something to that effect. But I mean, it's going viral because she was much more bombastic with her language than the average parent would. And I was going to say, though they didn't say it in the description, she is white. Now, without too much further ado, it's about 49 seconds. Then I should say audio disclaimer that she uses very blunt, obviously aggressive language, dropping the N-word multiple times, which is the forbidden word, just like in Harry Potter. Can't say the V word. Though I dare, I'll say it. I might get canceled today, folks. This might be the last episode. I'll say Voldemort. He didn't come back. In the books, you always Satan to die, but I'm only partially kidding. It's one of those things where, in the United States especially, ironically, we're called racist all the time. I always say capitalism defeated racism decades ago, but one of those instances where, every time there's a real racism, more often than not, you lose your job, your family, your friends, your social circle, everything, which is where I would say, it's obvious that the U.S. is not racist. But I partially digress. She is playing at the park with her kiddo, and this guy comes up to record her, and she leans into it.
Call him a nigger, the child?
The fuck you talking
Did you
about?
call the child the nigger word?
None of your fucking business.
It is my own business. You call him a nigger? Okay, why don't you have the balls to say it right now again?
Fuck you, nigger.
Okay.
Nigger.
Alright, that's what you say.
You don't go digging through people's shit, you dumb fuck.
Nobody dig into your shit.
A little fucking kid just did, you dumbass.
That little kid, you call him a nigger?
Yeah.
The little child?
What if he acts like one, he's gonna...
Are you about to hit him? You chase him here?
He took my son's stuff.
So that gives you the right to call the child, 5-year-old, a nigger, the N-word.
If that's what he's gonna act
That's
like.
what you're gonna call him.
That's what he's gonna act like.
That's a hate speech. And you can be recorded for that.
I don't give a shit.
Huh.
Did he say you'd be deported for that? What? Let me rewind that. Rewind that for a New York minute there. Like me trying to stutter or repeat my words. Apologies. Again, click the subscribe button. It might help with my speaking up to. As I first started the show, no one tuned in. Well, maybe family from time to time. But as I've got more subscribers, I've become slowly better at speaking. I might argue it's a modicum of improvement. Statistically, very little, but I would argue still technically an improvement. So click that button. Really appreciate it.
That's a hate speech. And you can be recorded for that.
I don't give a shit.
Huh.
Fuck off.
Okay, we'll see about that, what the internet has to say about you.
And
Him a nigger,
the internet has not shut up since. Going viral for not just days, but going on almost a week plus now. And this went alone, this individual person posting got about 750,000 views and 15,000 likes. And the comments are highly entertaining, but incredibly inappropriate. So definitely want to not have the kiddos listening to this part of the show. Now, one of the first comments comes to us thanks to Jose saying, "Can you please explain why you support her rationally?" And he was ratioed, though I don't think in a good way. So that got 51 likes. James Goddard simply responded saying she's white. And they got, geez Louise, got 744 likes, which is not a good way. It's definitely, in my opinion, not a good reason to support her. I mean, I would argue that you would support her because, you're worried that she's been doxxed. I think that's one of the biggest variables of why people are contributing to her GoFundMe campaign. That, again, is, geez Louise, I can't imagine making so much money. It blows my mind how hard the average American works. Then people make hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars on GoFundMe. It blows my mind, but geez Louise, I understand why some people are donating. myriad of reasons, but I think partially because she's been, since this moment, doxxed and threatened. When doxxed is when someone releases your personal data in terms of where do you live physically, what's your information about your family. I believe her social security number has also been leaked. James Goddard also simply had a yawning emoji getting 357 likes. Now, I'm not trying to butcher these names. I'm not the best at this pronunciation, but I'll attempt it. Abdal Ibrahim says, quote, "No, she's disgusting for abusing that little child. What kind of parent hurls racist abuse towards a child? I remember when I was 9, some white woman called me a black bastard in the supermarket. My mom even ended up pushing her. If everyone abused my child, I'd knock him out cold," which, again, going to physical violence would make the situation worse, because I would argue just going to fuel the hate. Where, again, if you actually want to win over hearts and minds with people and build community and all that kind of stuff, it's usually just hanging out with people, get to know each other, not to be too melodramatic or hopelessly hoping for good things. Now, James responded, and he ratioed this person. They got 105 likes. James said, "Mate, the kid stole her stuff. What would you do?" Getting 487 likes. We also have Dr. Nicole Prouse saying, "Here's a link where you can complain to GoFundMe to, basically ask them to take it down." James responded saying, "Oh, F off, you wench," getting 122 likes. They're also, and again, we're still waiting for this to be confirmed, but a lot of people are posting an article of Muhammad Hossein and Sharmik Belii Omar, and they claim that the men that were recording the video were actually having a background of, hurting children. So that's another question people are asking is, well, who are these people recording this video? Again, some people are posting that. They're getting between about 50 to 100 likes. Still not, we still don't have confirmation. We'll wait for it. Idaho Eagle says, quote, "Most Americans are tired of black people and their 'I'm a victim' BS and your racist BS. We're sick to death of it. We're tired of your whining and complaining about always playing the victim card or the race card. FU," getting 178 likes, which, in this case, she actually did say the N-word. Not that I think anything is justified by that gentleman trying to basically destroy her life and dox her. Oh, I'm sorry. We don't know if they were the individuals who specifically doxed her yet. Now, you also have Code Unknown saying, "That's not all she did, though, is she? I'm assuming the mothers around the world would be able to protect their children without racially abusing something," getting 5 likes. Big Buffa says, "Fully support to this mom. She's doing what any responsible parent would do. Society is collapsing into chaos where parental authority and basic order mean nothing. Enough while with normalizing disrespect, violence, and zero accountability. Someone needs to bring that back, the discipline." Getting 25 likes, which, again, if she said, I'm trying to think of something that would be pejorative but not so bombastic. Even if you said, called a kid, you shouldn't do this, but, even if you called him, a little shit or something like that, if she didn't, I'm sure she'd still be roasted on social media regardless of what she said, but the fact that she said the N-word is why it's going viral. It's why so many people are obsessing with the story. If she, again, I think she probably could have handled it another way. Obviously, she should have just told the kid, "Hey, stop stealing," if that is in fact what happened. You also have Bribey saying, quote, "No, you don't speak to children this way. You've lost me," getting 11 likes, which, yeah. Now, going to the GoFundMe, and God, this is depressing. In terms of, I can't be the only one working over 100 hours a week. Maybe I am in this audience. But, yeah, I was going to say, imagine working, going to office 40 hours a week, 50 hours a week, 60 hours a week. In a couple days, she raised, geez Louise, let's reload the page. Goes up like a stock. It goes like NVIDIA stock a couple years ago when it was going to the moon, which, God, hindsight's always 20 when it comes to investing. She's already raised about $370,000, which, gosh, that's a pretty penny. Which, again, if you need to relocate your family, have private security. Now, she literally called it "Help Me Protect My Family." And she says, quote, "Help protect my family. Hello, my name is Shiloh, and I've been put into a very dire situation. I recently had a kid steal from my 18-month-old son's diaper bag at the park. I called the kid out for what he was." Oh, jeez. I was going to say that's going to piss off a lot of people. Because, again, as a kid, you shouldn't be calling... Obviously, you should be calling the kid the N-word. And she says, "Another man who we recently found out had a history with law enforcement proceeded to record me and follow me to my car. He then posted these videos online, which caused my family and myself great turmoil. My social security number has been leaked. My address and phone number have been given out freely. My family members are being attacked. My eldest child may not be able to go back to school. Even where I exercise has been exposed." She says, "I'm asking for help to assist in protecting my family. I fear that we must relocate. I have 2 small children who do not deserve this. We have been threatened to the extreme by people online. Anything will help. We cannot and will not live in fear. Thank you. And again, this is going so viral. And yeah, so much capital. And let me see here. We'll read a couple of these donations. Someone by the name of Nunya. I was actually surprised. Why is their last name not Nunya? Why is it not concerned? But nevertheless, Mr. Nunya says, quote, sending support from a Scottish guy living in Texas. Love how you turned around and said it right to his face. Oh, Jesus. He says, you got Northern European warrior blood. No likes, but he gave her $20. Trying to find the ones that have, what's the top donations? $1,000? I can't imagine having so much. Well, I was about to say, I can't imagine I've donated, like, my tech company is donated to, I would argue, like, good, appropriate nonprofits and initiatives, like thousands, but I can't imagine as an individual, as an anonymous, giving $1,000. That's the top one, $1,000, and they say, quote, we are all fatigued, getting 1,096 likes. Another one did 1,000, got 583 likes. Dan, oh Jesus. Parody account probably because it's Dan Schneider, who's the inappropriate SOB from Nickelodeon, allegedly. It says $1,000. He says 1L all the way, came 528 likes. Anonymous donor says ticker is hashtag shy on Solana. Oh, that sounds like a scam. I don't know what TKND means, but they paid $1,000 to say that, getting 378 likes. Let's see here. This is, again, I don't agree with these, but it's one of the top ones, so I'll say it. Eugene Kumasiak says, quote, don't ever apologize. Blacks will still hate you, and groveling hurts whites. You probably do need to plan for the state of Minnesota to punish you for using your forbidden word. You're obviously tough, so you can handle it, and you'll find people like me who will support a white person in an anti-white system. So here's your legal defense fund if you ever need it. Person gave $1,000. You got 478 likes. Another one just said, God bless you and your son, getting 939 likes. Jeez Louise. Anonymous donor says, sending you love and strength, getting 872 likes. Is this the same person? Okay, that's another one. This is from Elijah Schaefer, says, sending my personal support. We are all fatigued and know that rather than changing their behavior, minorities insist on trying to please our words, which, I mean, I'm Cuban. I don't do that shit. Kind of a blanket statement there. I expect nothing less than, animal behavior for the dredges of society. Understand protective nature you have for your baby. Stay safe. Email me if you need any help. You'll get through this. They got 2,611 likes. That person donated $650. What the heck? Some of these are just so weird. Anonymous donor says, from the Jews, thank you for standing up to Charvettes. Got one of the top liked comments, got 1,117 likes. I was going to say, by the time I reload this page, I'm sure the donation will go up again. Yeah, just past $370,000. Which, geez Louise, yeah. So, as crazy as it sounds, I think this will be one of the top developing stories, culturally speaking, in the United States. And she's also Minnesota, which, if you look at the demographic changes of Minnesota, it's kind of funny. People think it's a white, like, the cliche Minnesota guy from How I Met Your Mother. What was the guy's name? I forget the actor. But, I mean, that's what people think about Minnesota, but there's actually been one of the biggest influxes of Somalians over the past couple of years. That's why they changed their flag in Minnesota from their once historically beautiful flag to the rudimentary design knockoff of the Somalian flag, which looks about as good as a kindergarten scribble. But nevertheless, they changed the flag because their state is changing. So it'll be interesting to see how this works out at the end of the day. But let me know your comments. I mean, people are obviously making this racial, it's political, and all that kind of stuff. I mean, I don't think, like, legally speaking, I don't think she'll need a defense fund in terms of, oh, it's Minnesota, so maybe they will come after her for something type of hate speech. But yeah, let me know what you think the future will be. Do you think she'll actually reach now? She raised a goal. Now she has $1 million goal for this GoFundMe. Do you think she'll hit that goal? And then what do you think will be the fallout? Let me know your thoughts, because as always, be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in today. Again, trying to get to 5,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So if you can click that button, I greatly appreciate it. Also, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, or comment. It's a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe and fight the good fight.